Hi, my name's Josh and I'm a guitar tutor for South Lanarkshire Leisure and Culture, and today we're going to learn a couple more beginners guitar chords. So last week we learned two new chords. We learned the A and the E, and we put that together with our D chord. So you know quite a few chords now. This week we're just going to focus on two new chords, two new minor chords, the A minor and the D minor. Okay? And we might put that in with the E minor, a new version of it. It's really easy though. But we'll start with the A minor, because these two chords are quite tricky, because again, they're three-fingered chords, so you're going to use your first, second and third finger for both of these chords, the A minor and the D minor. So we'll just focus on those two, switching between them. And if you're able to get these two down, we'll add in the E minor chord to it and play this sort of minor sounding song. If you remember, minor chords are the ones that sound a bit sad, whereas major chords sound quite happy. So we're going to focus on minor chords this week. So the first one we're going to learn is the A minor. Now, the A minor chord, we're actually going to, very similar to the A, we're going to strum 5 strings, but the A minor chord sounds quite different. It sounds sad, whereas the A major sounds quite happy. So to start this one off, we're going to take our middle finger, our second finger, and we're going to put that on the second fret of the D string. Okay? And then we're going to take our third finger and we're going to put that in the second fret of the G string, the string below. So we've got our middle finger, our second finger on the second fret of the D string. We've got our third finger on the second fret of the G string. And then we're going to take our first finger and we're going to put that in the first fret of the B string. Okay? So we've got 2, 2, 1. And we're going to play 5 strings in this song, for this chord. We're not going to play this very top string, the low E, but we're going to play all the rest. Okay? I'll give you this sort of sad sound. So again, that's open A string, and then we're going to put our middle finger on the second fret of the D string. We're going to take our third finger and we're going to put that in the second fret of the G string, and then we're going to put our first finger on the first fret of the B string. And we're going to just strum 5 strings. So you're also going to strum this open A, and you're going to let this very first string, the open E, ring out as well. So there's your A minor. 2, 2, 1. Okay, now just practice getting that shape. Second finger in the second fret of the D string, third finger in the second fret of the G string, and your first finger in the first fret of the B string. Strum it, 5 strings. Now what I want you to do is strum that chord 4 times. And then once you've strummed it the 4th time, take your hand off, take it right away from the frets, and then try and reposition them and play the chord again. So second finger in the second fret of the D string, third finger on the second fret of the G string, and then your first finger on the first fret of the B string. And strum that 4 times. All 5 strings. And then take it off. So again, you're strumming all the strings except for this very top string, the low E string. Okay, so that's the first new chord we're going to learn this week, the A minor. Spend a lot of time just practicing that. Rewind the video as many times as you have to, just to make sure you've got the finger positions correct, and just keep repeating it. Okay, and once you're able to do that A minor, you can move on to the next chord, which is going to be the D minor. This time we're not going to use these 2 strings here. We're just going to use the bottom 4 strings. similar to the D chord, we're going to use the same 4 chords, but the D minor, we're going to use the same 4 strings that we'd use in a D, but our finger's going to be in a different position. But again, we're going to use our 1st, 2nd, and 3rd fingers for this chord. Okay, and we're going to start with our 2nd finger again, but this time we're going to put it on the 2nd fret of the G string. Then we're going to take our 3rd finger and we're going to put it in the 3rd fret of the B string. And then we're going to take our 1st finger and we're going to put it on the 1st fret of the E string. Okay, so you've got your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B, and your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the E. And you're going to play the bottom 4 strings. So you're going to play this open D string and then each of the strings below it where your fingers are on. You're not going to play these 2 low E and A strings, okay? So just miss them out. So you've got open D, and then you've got your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B, and your 1st finger on the high E string. Okay, there you go. It's got that sort of sad minor sound. So, open D, 2nd fret on the G, 3rd fret on the B, 1st fret on the E. And the same as the A minor, I just want you to strum that 4 times. Missing out these lower strings here, and once you're able to do that, just take your hand off, and then same again, just try and find that chord again. 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the G string, 3rd finger on the 3rd fret of the B string, and then your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the E string. Strum down the bottom 4 strings, missing out these top 2, and strum them down 4 times. Take your hand off and then just repeat, and just keep trying that until you're quite confident at making this chord shape. Now it is quite tricky, just the way that each of your fingers is on a different fret. It looks really quite easy, but it is quite difficult to do, getting them all to stay in these frets. So that's why this is one of the last chords we're learning, because it looks easy but it is quite tricky. So just keep trying it, persevere, even when it's feeling like quite tough to do. Just take your hand away and really slowly try and play through it. I think at first, when you're first doing it, it will probably sound a wee bit like that, because you won't be applying enough pressure. But the more you make the shape and the more you try and push in the strings, the better it will sound and the easier it will become. So yeah, so that's your D minor. 4 strums in that, take it off, do it again. So we've got an A minor and a D minor now. So if you can do them both, now it's a case of trying to put them together like we've done with all the other chords. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with our A minor, and we're just going to strum that down 4 times. And then you're going to go to your D minor. And you're going to strum that down 4 times. And for this lesson, that's really all I want you to be able to do. Practicing the A minor 4 times, and then going to the D minor, strum that 4 times, and then back to the A minor, and then to the D minor again. And just keep doing that as many times as you can, strumming each chord 4 times. And if you forget the shape of one of the chords, just rewind the video and watch it over and over again until you're really comfortable with the shapes. Only then practice them together. Okay? Now this might take you like a couple of weeks to get these chords, because they are some of the trickiest chords, especially the D minor, that you'll learn as a beginner. But the more the practice, the easier it will become. Now I'm just going to give like a wee bonus chord in this lesson for those of you who have managed to get the A minor and the D minor and are getting through them quite well. We're going to add in another minor chord, so you can practice a new progression. Now, this other minor chord is actually one we've done before. It's the E minor. Now, if you remember, what we'd done for the E minor is we'd done it as just a one-finger chord where we'd put our second finger on the second fret of the D string and then we'd just strum down 4 strings. So it was just a one-finger chord. We might have actually used our, we used our third finger on the second fret of the D string. Okay, but this time there's actually another way of playing an E minor chord, which I didn't teach you at the very beginning because this was the very first chord we learned. But this time I'm going to show you the more common version. It's really quite easy. It's easier than the A minor and the D minor. So if you're able to do them, you'll find this one no bother. You're just going to leave this third finger on the second fret of the D string like you'd done it before. But you're also now going to add your middle finger, the second finger, onto the second fret of the A string. So you're going to actually turn it into a 2-finger chord. And this time, instead of just strumming down the bottom 4 strings, you actually strum all the strings. Okay? So another way to think of this chord is like the chord we learned last time, the E major. If you remember that chord well, to get an E minor, all you need to do is take this first finger off and strum all the strings. Okay? So it's the second your second finger on the second fret of the A string and your third finger on the second fret of the D string, and you strum all the strings. And if you remember your E major chord or your E chord, all you need to do is take that first finger off and you get an E minor chord. Okay, so there's a wee bonus chord for you in this lesson. Just another way of playing the E minor that we learned at the very beginning of this course. And this version of the E minor is actually the more common version. So what to do once you can do that new E minor, we're just going to add that into the A minor, D minor song, and then we're going to go to E minor. So we're going to go A minor, D minor, E minor. And I want you to strum each of these chords 4 times down. So 4 in the A minor, 4 in the D minor, and then 4 in the E minor. And then just back to the A minor, D minor, and then back to the E minor. Sounds really quite sad because it's just 3 minor chords in a row. But that will give you plenty to practice. Focus mainly on getting the A minor and D as good as you can. It will take some time because they are difficult chords. And once you're able to do them, you'll find getting the E minor is really quite easy because that's only a 2-fingered chord. But yeah, so that's all there is in this lesson. If you go away and practice those chords, next week for the last class, we'll cover all the chords that we've done before and we'll maybe learn a wee easy song for you to play. Yeah, so I'll see you in the next video. We'll recap all the chords we've learned so far and I'll teach you a wee song to play along with them.